What's poppin', players? Welcome back to a TwoPennyGames review. This time for Astro Bot. That's right, the new exclusive for PlayStation 5. Celebrating PlayStation's legacy, we are here to review it. I am your host, Tavin Bothel, here with my good friend and co-host. Say hello to the people, Phil Shoemaker.
Hi, I'm Phil Shoemaker. This is where I would pull up the Astro Bot controller if I had one.
If I had one! God, I want one so bad. It looks so good. Especially after playing it, I really want one. I'd probably never use it, too, which is the hilarious part, because I love my edge so much. But, Phil?
Tavin loves to edge.
I love to edge. Phil, you and I have been playing Astro Bot. We've both beaten Astro Bot. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've both platinumed Astro Bot.
You were absolutely correct, Tavin. I got my platinum trophy, I believe, the day after we did the podcast last week. So Tuesday? This past Tuesday.
Yeah. I got it Sunday night. I got it last week, Sunday night. And so I'm very, very excited. I've been sitting on it for a week, just thinking about what I'm going to say, and I'm very excited to jump into it. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get right into it right now. Astro Bot is a masterpiece. Oh, man, there is just so few moments in history, in life, in which you can just be happy that a game exists, happy that you are playing it, and happy that it's just exactly what it needs to be. And Astro Bot is that. It is a fun, creative, insanely enjoyable 3D platformer that keeps it nice and casual. It doesn't ask too much of its player, but it's not afraid to also challenge the player at the same time, but it's not a necessity to approach those challenges. This game is never-ending fun. It knows exactly when to turn the heat up, when to bring it down. It knows when to be a spectacle, and it knows when to be just a fun platformer. And I'll say, just from stem to stern, you will have a smile at every moment playing Astro Bot. This game is bursting with creativity, level design of a masterful degree. Music is so much fun to listen to. The character of Astro Bot is cute and friendly, and I want to see him more and more. And, of course, Astro Bot celebrates PlayStation's long-lived legacy with 100+ cameos from other PlayStation games, and it's just so fun to find each and every one of them, to collect the little Astro Bots, to find the puzzle pieces, to build out the crash site, to rebuild your broken spaceship, which is a PlayStation 5. I think PlayStation has just knocked it out of the park. I think this game finally finds an identity for the PlayStation 5 generation. I think PS5 as a whole has just been kind of PS4 again. Astro Bot finally is separating itself from that and gives the PlayStation 5 an identity that no other generation has had. And that is one where it has turned PlayStation as a platform into a mascot-centric one that is proud of its heritage, that is proud of its legacy on the levels of a Nintendo. Astro Bot, to me, is PlayStation's first Super Smash Brothers, if you understand what I mean when I say that this is just a wonderful homage, walk-through museum of video game history. In 10 years' time, I want Astro Bot as a IP to have that same prestige when you look around the gaming landscape and say, I want Sora in Smash. I want Joker from Persona in Smash. Being in Smash means something. I want that for Astro Bot too. There's already so many characters who aren't in this game who I desperately want to see in the next game or in a DLC pack. And I want it to extend past just PlayStation first-party exclusive games, just games in general. I think Astro Bot has the beauty of just being able to invite in all this love and just celebrate video games. And what it does for PlayStation as a platform holder is something that I didn't even know I wanted from this platform. And now that I have it, I'm so excited for the future. All that to be said, I think this game is a masterpiece, of course, but it's not without its shortcomings as well. First and foremost, Astro Bot's moveset is pretty limited. If you've played the tie-in package game Astro's Playroom, there's not a lot here that's not done there. It's going to be very familiar with Astro's Playroom. Not a huge amount of evolution from that, outside of of course, expanding on levels and just giving you a full-fledged game as opposed to more of a tech demo. That was the Playroom. Just imagine instead of a 3-hour experience, this one's more like a 15-hour experience. But that doesn't mean it's any less fun or exciting. And Astro Bot's moves have been tweaked and refined. I did go back to Astro's Playroom to kind of like feel the difference. There's a slight difference between how they feel, but it's not super noticeable. On top of that, I would really like to see an evolution of some kind of antagonist for Astro. I think the enemies that you fight in this game are pretty generic, especially the bosses. The boss fights themselves are cool, but the boss designs are kind of forgettable. You don't really remember them, and the final boss specifically is just a nothing character. And I would really like to see a character on the level of a Neo-Cortex enter the realm, or one of the bad guys from Spyro, or one of the Dr. Nefarious from Ratchet, or something like that. Like something iconic to Astro for Astro to go against would be really, really welcome here. And then, I mean, even on top of that, and at this point, it's really just a nitpick, is there are some characters here that I feel like are overrepresented, and then there's characters and IPs that are underrepresented. But at that point, it's just kind of, you're picking your favorites at that point, so it's not even really worth bringing up because there's no way to make everybody happy because there's so much PlayStation history to go over. And I think for the most part, they hit more than they miss. So yeah, I'm very, very excited, very happy with the package that we have here. And I think you should absolutely buy it and play it. Support this game. If you're one of those people who are talking about how there's no great games anymore, or if you're one of those people who doesn't feel excited about video games anymore, Astro Bot is here to prove you wrong. Support Astro Bot, buy Astro Bot, play Astro Bot, because it's worth it. But Phil, I'm not alone here. What are you thinking about Astro Bot?
I love Astro Bot. Astro Bot, I have to agree with you, is a masterpiece. And not only is it a masterpiece, it is a complete and total love letter to the entire PlayStation catalog. That whole sequence where you're flying around in it follows up Astro's Playroom, which was like the pack-in PlayStation 5 like tech demo-y type thing, and just following in, and you have your little PS5 that you're flying around, and you got all the components to it, all your friends that you rescued throughout the Astro's Playroom, and then they're all kind of upgraded visually. Now, instead of just having the hat, Sly Cooper actually has his ears, he has his raccoon tail. It's the whole package, right? What a glow up! What a glow up that little bot had. I saw that picture on Twitter the other day. But anyway, I adore this game. This game is, I just don't know what to say. It's one of my favorite 3D platformers of all time. And it has, for me, just Team Asobi just created such a banger. Well done. In a world that especially in this year, it's just so nice to have such a happy story of this smaller development team. It wasn't one of these big long development cycle type games. It was relatively short in their whole. How long was it? It was
3 years with 60 devs.
3 years, 60 devs.
Yeah.
And then you compare that to something like a Concord, which took the greater part of a decade.
Yep.
With however many people were on that, and just
well over 100. Yeah.
And it just makes me so happy to see such a big win. I had mentioned it on, I think, the Piggy Bank episode when we were talking about Astro Bot. It was not on my 2024 bingo card that Astro Bot would be the highest rated game of the year.
No,
it is
not at all.
It's just an amazing game. If, like you said, so go out and support this game, because part of me is worried that it's not going to get the highest sales numbers. Sure, critics love it. We love it. We're in the gaming sphere. I just don't think it's going to get that much normal person, mainstream playtime.
Yeah. And that's something that I'm slightly concerned about, but I also don't think that PlayStation, I think the critic response to this game, it was a surprise to even PlayStation themselves. I mean, I'm sure they knew that it was going to be a really good game, but to be the most critically high rated game of the year so far, outside of Elden Ring's DLC, but to be it's the only standalone game of that level, like I don't think PlayStation was expecting that, and I think that it sent a clear message a week. The same like week as Concord getting shut down, this game coming out and seeing huge critic response. And I mean, it's like, it's hit my TikTok feed. Like, it's not a lot, but Astro Bot is making some noise. There are fans of Astro Bot here and I'm excited to see them all, and I hope to see more. I hope to see the game continue to grow.
Yeah, I get lives of people playing it. I see people's highlights of doing that final like rush level, which is amazing.
Yeah.
I just wanted like you mentioned how the moveset is limited, and yes, it is. There's some moves to be desired. Like, I want some more stuff from Astrobot's moveset. I love most of the little power-up like animal friends you get. Some of them are weaker than others. Some of them I adore with all my heart.
Yeah.
I think my favorite are probably the frog gloves, like the boxing gloves with
I love the boxing
frogs.
gloves, yeah.
Those ones are probably my favorite. My second favorite probably being the rocket dog. I love the rocket dog.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Then you have the change in from horizontal to vertical with the chicken. I think the chicken's pretty good too.
It's all right.
Yeah, I'm not to the same level of those two. I'd probably if I had to make a tier list of all these little animal companions, it would be the punching frogs, the dog up in S tier, then A tier you got the chicken.
I like the inflatable one. I think it's a penguin that blows you up as a balloon. And
it's a squid. It's a squid.
You're right. Yeah, that blows you up.
Yeah.
Well, is it a squid on your back?
It's a squid on your back. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then I like that because I know you inflate other squids with it. But yeah, I like that one a lot.
Or it's an octopus on your back that you inflate squids with.
Yeah, it's something like that.
And then you got the little penguin friend underwater, which was a lot of fun. I love that entire.
That was a great level. Oh my god, I love that level so much. It's so beautiful.
I wish we got more from that penguin. It was only in that one level.
Yeah, and that's what like that is something I want to touch on. The game is beautiful. The game looks great, and it's not the most hyper detailed game in the world, but its use of color, it knows how to make things pop, and like just the way that they incorporate their style and the constant use of the sacred symbols in the level designs.
Yes.
Whether they're little flowers or entire platforms or maybe just like graffiti on walls and stuff like that. Just the constant reverence it has for PlayStation is so incredible.
And entire levels based on the symbols.
Yeah. This is not something that I would have expected to want as a PlayStation gamer, and I'm so glad it's here because PlayStation's tried stuff like this before, where they've tried to have platform games that like sort of reference other things. Like Little Big Planet was a little bit like that. Little Big Planet, I would say, is kind of the catalyst to Astro Bot, sort of in a lot of different ways. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Media Molecule went in a different direction with that, and then you look at like PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale and how like that didn't quite hit it, or like the weird like crossover games you had for the PlayStation Move and stuff like that. So like PlayStation's kind of tried these things before and they've never really worked. And I think they've struck major gold here.
I'm really glad that you brought up Little Big Planet. You didn't really mention Sackboy by name, but like, did you see someone made a tweet comparing PlayStation's change from Sackboy to Astrobot to when Andy changes from Woody to Buzz, like all of his stuff in his room. And it's like Sackboy as Woody standing on the bed watching everything turn from Sackboy to Astrobot.
No, I'm not going to do that to Sack. There's not a Sackboy skin, is there? I don't think there is that you can wear. Is there a Sackboy skin? I don't remember. I don't recall.
There might be. As soon as I got the Jack and Daxter skin, I stuck with that.
I was the same with Sly Cooper. As soon as I got Sly Cooper, I put that on and I never took it off. But there were like, that's another example. There are wearable skins for Astro in this game. Some of them kind of meh, kind of like, ugh, yeah. I don't know why anybody would want to wear this.
There's not that many that are actual like character properties. Some of them are just like, oh, you can be a skeleton. Oh, you can be gold. You can be a pirate.
Like, I like the gold one, but like I'm here to dress up as my favorite characters. So like put more character-based skins in there. Like let me like why the biggest question mark, slight spoilers, I guess. And by the way, like as we get deeper into this review, we're probably going to get a little more spoilery with the things happening. So if you don't want to know anything about some of the secret levels and some of the cameos that you will see in the game, now's probably the time to jump off. But you've got our review. The game feels great, plays great, looks great. Like, there's just very little negative to say about the game. We both give it 10s out of 10 masterpieces. So please go play this game, go support this game. But yeah, when it was a Cordyceps skin instead of like a Joel or an Ellie, I was like, what am I doing, man?
Really
Why
weird.
is weird choice? I don't think you can dress up as Nathan. You can't dress up as Kratos outside of that level. Yeah, outside of the levels. Like, what are we doing, man? Why? And then there's like one where he's like clear, and I'm like, I don't fucking want to play one where he's clear.
Yeah, the invisible skin or whatever.
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Yeah, but that
I didn't try it out, but I wonder if it like actually works in gameplay where like enemies don't see you. I think it'd be kind of clever. But
that would be clever. And I'm not saying I don't want them in the game. Like, you can have them in the game. Just have the other stuff that I want alongside it, and I don't know how much more work that would have been to implement those things. I could be totally off base here.
I just expected more like costumes overall. Like,
I agree. Yeah, I thought there would be more. Because when you enter the little costume shop, you see it and you go, oh yeah, that feels about right. Because you assume it's all going to be iconic characters and so forth. So you're like, yeah, sure, that works. But it's not. And so when you start getting just random stuff, I start going, well, there's not that many slots, so am I going to get the ones I want? And to be honest, you don't. You don't get the ones you want. If you're a fan of PlayStation 2, you get the ones you want, but other than that, you're kind of out of luck there.
The golden age.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I love. Oh my god, there's so much to love about this game. One thing I didn't need the little like weird, wild, sort of like picture mode or photo mode area that
the
they
safari
have,
mode,
the safari thing. I didn't see the point in that outside of like just being a pretty area to take pictures in.
Yeah,
which is cool. But like
you were talking about pretty, I wanted to mention it. Like the amount of like physics with like tiny objects throughout the world, they were in their bag, like coming up with random shit, just throw across the screen, just like cover it and just show off the
particle
power of
physics.
PS5.
Yeah,
just all of the little tiny particles going around, and it's insane. Absolutely. And the game never chugs. It plays flawlessly. I will say, I
like,
had one crash.
In my playtime, I had one crash and I had one glitch where, when you're running around the crash site, there's the little like robots that you like whistle your Astro Bots to come build a wall or make a bridge or lift up rocks or things like that. There was one time where I went to that robot and the robot wouldn't appear. So when I whistled the Astro Bots, they just came and gathered around me. And so I had to like leave the level and come back. Or I think I actually, no, I had to reset the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had to close out of the game and come back into it. In order to see that. Yeah. But all the Reverend, those were the only two things that happened. And then it crashed one time. I don't even remember where, but it crashed. I think it crashed in the Uncharted level for me or something like that.
I thought you said that was the final boss, but.
Oh, you're right. It was the final boss. It did crash in the final boss. Yeah, you're right. Mine
was just in a random level. It was in the slow-mo Halloween level.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah. But yeah, I'm so in love with this game. I can't wait for more.
Like, can we talk for like, were you like a little bit depressed after you were done with it?
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, because they added stuff to Astro's Playroom. They added different things you can grab and pick up and stuff. So I re-downloaded Astro's Playroom to like get more Astro Bot in my life. And the content in there isn't very good. You have to like solve these weird riddles, and it like I don't understand how you'd be able to solve those naturally. It kind of feels like you need the help of the internet to solve them and stuff like that. So it was kind of disappointing for me. So I kind of like just did one of those and I was like, I don't want to do this. This isn't why I'm here. So yeah, I have a post Astrobot depression that I just want more. I wish there was another 5-hour little side adventure or challenge levels or something that like more creative that I can play around with, time trials to get through a level as fast as I can, something like that. Just something more to do in this game would be awesome. And it doesn't have to be like whole new levels. Like, again, if it's just like something fun to replay, if there's like a new game plus in which I can play with, all like I still have all the Astro Bots or something like that, or I still have all the skins or something like that. But like as I'm running through the level, I want to be able to collect the Astro Bots again, not just the coins that appear in their place. I just wish there was just more ways to engage with the game because I love it so much. I'm not saying that the game is bare bones in content. The game is content full. It has all you need. I just wish there was more after that because the game is so great.
One element that I really, really want, and they implemented it in Astro's Playroom, but like I really like the way they did it in Sackboy's Big Adventure. But like the competing like time trial kind of things, like I completed or like so and so beat your time on your friends list, right?
Yeah,
like some kind of interplay.
Let a leaderboard, throw some ghosts. Maybe like I see some player ghosts of Phil running around in whatever skin he's in. Something like that.
Give me some like neon white-esque like time trial. I want to be the best speed running at this platformer because I know I would be on my friends list at least.
But yeah, and then like on top of that, I mentioned I wish Astro's moveset was a little more advanced. I think it's fine for what it is, especially if you count this as the first game. It's technically the third, but if you count this as the first game, it's more than fine with what it is right now. But I do wish there was more. I wish he had things like a ground pound. I wish he had different fighting moves or an actual like double jump or something where he does like a cool flip or something. I don't know. I wish there was more to Astro Bot as a character. I wish I could hop in and out of, I want character skins to work like power-ups or move sets or like something that I can that would be
really cool.
Like Astro himself may have the little like laser boot things that he does, right? But then maybe it's like, oh, you need to shoot this thing, so like click a button on the D-pad and switch over to an Aloy skin and shoot it with a bow and arrow or something like that. You know?
Give me like a trying to think of the game that does this, but I'm just gonna give like the mechanic. So like you have this big challenge level, right? And you're going through, and there's this really big gap. So you need to be able to do something like that. But there's something floating in the air, and you run into like a Ratchet skin, and you use like the swing shot, right? And you just swing across, and you do that. Or there's like a stealth section, so you pick up a Sly outfit, almost like a Princess Peach Showtime kind of deal.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'm into all this. Now, again, what's here is great. If you just gave me more of this, I'd be totally fucking happy. But like I just wish. I just want them to get even more creative, because even some of the like the power-ups and abilities that you see here are reskinned versions of ones you saw in Playroom. I think of like the monkey one where like you climb up on things. That's in Playroom. It looks a little different, but it functions pretty much the same. This one is much more agile and feels better.
That one is one of my least favorites. I wanted the because I know the attacking thing that you do with that is like you pick up little rocks and you throw stuff at them. I wanted the like slam to be the attack, like the slam on the ground.
Oh yeah. Whereas
like
in here,
it just felt kind of weird. It felt odd. That one was one of my least favorites. I liked the monkey symbols version of that more than the like the slam on the ground. There's in the last bonus level, you get like a monkey symbol thing.
Oh, I didn't like that.
He like bangs the symbols together. I like that one more than the climbing monkey and
I disagree.
Stone thing.
Because I did like being able to pick up heavy rocks and throw them and stuff. It controlled a little weird in my opinion, but I like doing it.
Yeah.
Here's something that's kind of weird, Phil. Totally with me. We have this show called the Two Penny Game Club where we play old games of yore. We review them once a month, like a video game book club, and then we rank them amongst each other. Phil, our last episode was Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
And Banjo kind of broke my brain a little bit. Because Banjo-Kazooie has the X-axis inverted because it's old.
Yes.
I had to play this game with the X-axis inverted because Banjo broke me, and now that's how I want to play 3D platformer games. Yeah. And you know what's weird? It was only in this game, because when I was playing Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws, wasn't a problem.
So now are you telling me, so currently if you're up to date with the game club, we're currently playing through Ratchet and Clank, which the X-axis on that one is also inverted. So are you just playing normally?
That was natural for me with how it started that way, but I had to switch it back because if you incorporate any type of aiming a gun, or being able to throw the wrench and stuff like that, my brain reverts to normal. And I want it on the normal settings. So again,
Gotcha.
with Astro, when I got to the Aloy level and I had to start aiming the bow, I kept fucking up the shots. And so for that level, I had to switch back and force myself to use the camera normally so that I could aim and shoot the way I wanted to.
Well, with the Aloy level specifically, you can actually use the 6-axis and aim the bow and arrow that way.
Ooh, I didn't think about that. That would have been a good.
Yep.
That would have been a good thing to think about. Yeah.
Yep.
No, but yeah. So like Ratchet,
Ratchet,
I'm playing normally because like they don't let you differentiate between the two. Honestly, like if either of these games had the in-depth settings that they should be for the time period that they are, especially Astro Bot,
right.
like it should be like normal camera, inverted, aiming camera, not inverted.
Sure.
That's what I would want. That would be perfect for me. But
I
for
would
whatever
hate
reason,
that. I would hate that.
The platformer games are broken in my brain now. And as I'm playing Ratchet, every time I have to think of, I go, no, you do normal. Was never a problem.
No.
And now it is.
Not me. I hate that. No.
Vertical up and down, I still want to be up and down.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But while we're on the topic of Aloy and like the character-based levels, I kind of want to talk about. I want to run through like my favorite to least favorite of those.
Yeah, I think we'll probably be the same here. You know what? We might switch one or two.
Oh,
You
really?
liked one that I was just kind of on.
Okay, so my number one is the Nathan Drake level.
Yeah, Uncharted.
That is I think the best one.
Number me too. It's really fun.
I'm giving to Ape Escape.
I'm also giving to Ape Escape. Spoilers, by the way, guys. We warned you earlier, so you know.
Yes. Number 3, I'm gonna give to Loco Roco.
Are you fucking kidding me? It
Did we
happened
lose
again.
Recording again.
It happened again. It's fine. I'll pull the VOD, I guess.
Okay. Number 3, like I said, Loco Roco. Number 4, God of War.
Yeah.
And number 5 was the Horizon level.
I think I'm gonna put Loco Roco at the bottom.
Really?
Yeah. I have no affinity for Loco Roco, and
neither do I, but I loved it.
yeah, it was cute and it was fun, but yeah, I enjoyed the other ones a lot more mechanically. I think Loco Roco is cool. I think it's cool. It's fine. Horizon, it's either Horizon or Loco Roco at the bottom. I think Horizon gets the pass just because it's a little bit of like I like 3D or third-person shooter type stuff, and I thought what they were doing in that was fun enough. But I also enjoyed the creativity of not just using human Horizon characters, but also implementing the different robots that you fight in the game as well.
Talking about for the bots?
The bots, yeah, using the bots as
yeah.
collectibles. Yeah. I thought that was a really creative way to go around that, and I really enjoyed that. That made me excited to find the Horizon Astrobots.
I liked that they did the for the Thunderjaw, they did the T-Rex from Playroom.
They did the T-Rex from Playroom.
Yes.
You sure it's
The
just
final boss? Well, I mean, it's like the PlayStation tech demo T-Rex.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was fun. Yeah.
So one of the final bosses of Astro's Playroom is that T-Rex.
Yeah.
From I believe the original PS1.
They brought it back to like represent a Thunderjaw. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And again, I liked the boss fights in this game, all of them. The exception, the last one was good too. The final boss is good too. Like what you're doing and how you're engaging with the fight is interesting. I just think the designs are really generic and like just not memorable at all, especially the final boss. Yeah, this weird alien guy who sits in a UFO. Yeah. Get rid of this guy. Don't ever bring him back.
You're chasing him through like all the worlds and stuff. All the galaxies.
Every time he shows up, I go, "Oh, right, you." You know,
you.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever.
How fucking cool is that final like level though? Like where you it's almost like a subspace emissary.
Yes,
the big ship breaks off into all the tiny ships.
But it's like also
so
like
cool.
They are platform representative. So like the PlayStation 1 flies through and it's Ape Escape guys and Metal Gear and all these guys, and I'm like, fuck yeah. and then the 3 comes in, and it's Nathan Drake and
that's
the
right. It was
Infamous
3
guys.
after that. Yeah.
Well, I don't remember the order in which they came in. I'm just saying, the things that flew in and stuff.
I was
like when
grinning, like
the PSP
the
flew
entire
in
time-
and the Loco Roco guys were there. I was like, hell yeah, man. Patapon. Yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, dude.
The entire time playing through this game, I had the biggest smile on my face.
Oh my God. It's
like,
so joyful.
It was just so fun.
Yeah. It's so joyful, so fun. I can't get enough of it. I want more. I think PlayStation does have a hit on its hands. I think especially as we start ramping up into awards season, I think Astro Bot is going to be Game of the Year when we talk about the Keeleys. I think it's hands down easily the easy runaway with it. It's either that or like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, but I don't think Rebirth made the impact.
Overlord.
Yeah, didn't know. I don't think Rebirth had the impact that maybe it kind of should have, or because it's a sequel, less people jumped on board because they're also being weird with it, and it's a remake. Like, it's too much baggage. There's too much baggage with Rebirth. Whereas like Astro Bot, it's like, here's a fun game. Everybody can play it. It's fun for everybody. It's the highest rated game of the year. I think Astro Bot is going to be a clear Game of the Year winner here.
Either way, we're getting Astro Bot music in the medley. So
100% we are. Oh, and it's going to be great. The music's awesome in this game.
It's so good.
I love when they incorporate the character themes, or the game themes, like Uncharted or God of War, into Astro Bot music.
It was so good. The Uncharted one just stood above all else.
Such a banger, man. And they would just play the themes, and the themes would play, but then there would be like an interpolation where like they would get a little more techno with it or something like that, and that it just made it all shine. It would be
like you would hear Drake go no wait, and then it would like do like a little techno breakdown. It was so good.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucking.
And then
good.
in God of War, you would hear boy.
Yeah, boy. I forgot about that. Yeah, boy was in the beat. Yeah, it was so sick. God, I might replay this game.
I'm not gonna deride you for it. It's great.
It's great, man. So yeah, I'm so in love with Astro Bot. I can't wait to see more, play more, have more.
I just want to give a quick negative shout out to Tim Geddes. Astro Bot's design's great. Fuck you.
No, I get it.
No, I love it.
I think Astro Bot looks great. He's very cute. I love him as I can insert other characters on top of him. But that's for the same reason that the Sackboy never really took off in that way, is because Sackboy is a generic little Sackboy that you throw costumes onto. That's the same. Astro Bot has the same problem. He's a forgettable character. He's not very striking.
He has way more of an identity, at least in my eyes, than Sackboy did.
I think he's got less.
No, I don't. I saw this is definitely Astro's. Astro's game. I was thinking like I was naming the Playroom game for some reason. This is definitely Astro's game with PlayStation characters thrown in. It's not like their game with an Astro Bot like skin. It's very much Astro's game with like these fun cameos that don't like take over.
I just don't think Astro Bot is exciting to see. Like, if Astro Bot pops up somewhere, I don't think he would get the response that like even the Astro Bot characters in this one get. Like, you don't go,
he will from me.
He will for me. But like, I think Sackboy is more interesting personally, because Sackboy also has the benefit of the mouth and like eyebrows. So like, because with Astro, it's just the robot eyes. But with Sackboy, like, you can smile and get sad and get scared. And like, he's way more expressive than Astro is.
I get the biggest grin on my face anytime he gets the little happy face and he waves. It's so
cute. It's cute. And when you're dancing with all of them and like doing the floss and shit.
And they're all waving each other. It's so cute. I loved I love watching on social media like people playing with their kids, and then Astro Bot will wave at the screen and the little kid waves back.
Yeah, it's so cute. Yeah, Astro Bot has the heart of the people, and I'm so excited to see more. It's in my. I'll say when we get talking about Game of the Year contenders here, I don't think it's not
as in the TwoPennyGames or what.
Yeah, as in TwoPennyGames type situation. I still have to marinate on it and think about it and let Astro Bot live like I have with the other games. This game's definitely my top 3, but I don't think it's number 1.
It's my number 1.
Yeah, I think Rebirth was so vast and so mechanically dense and satisfying And on top of that, it had Final Fantasy had the benefit of having fandom attached to it, and there's fandom attached to this, of course, but like Rebirth played with my fandom and like manipulated me through my fandom and stuff like that. I had vitriolic, like yelling at the screen moments in Rebirth. Like I was angry at Rebirth, and I was happy with Rebirth, and I was in love. Whereas like Astro Bot, I was like, I'm having such a great time. This is so fun. What's next? Who's gonna pop up next? And that was really it. You know, whereas like Rebirth affected me like emotionally and explored the scales. Like I would applaud, I would jeer, I would,
I feel you.
Like insult, and then, but like at the same time, there's moments of Rebirth that fucking suck. So I'm like, it's a balance of things. But it's a 100-hour game versus a 15-hour game. Those 15 hours better be fucking great. 100 hours, you're allowed to have some downtime where like, okay, this is not the best thing in the world.
Astro is the definition of all killer, no filler.
100%. I 1000% agree with that. I don't think there's a moment of Astrobot where I go, I wish I wasn't doing this. And so, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to leave it there. That is going to be your review for Astro Bot. Let us know down in the comments below what you felt about Astro Bot. Have you played it? Will you play it? Please let us know and drop your feelings down in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow for more. Remember, you can get all of our reviews at youtube.com/@TwoPennyGames, mainstream podcast services attached to the 2PennyGames cast. And you can find them live over at twitch.tv/2pennygames every Monday afternoon/evening when we go live and record all of our podcasts for you. So make sure you hop into the Twitch chat and come and join us for some of that conversation there. Until next time, have a great time. And Phil, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.